This is the Azimut S6. Now it's a sporty looking boat rather than the Flybridge, but actually they do this as a coupe with a flat roof, or you can have a mini Flybridge on it, which this one's got. So although it is very much a sport style boat, you do get that upper deck as well. It's Italian build. They're a really good looking boat, as you can see, and the interiors as well are very stylish. I think you'll be impressed with that. And just to mention, we're in St Catherine Docks in London. It's a very beautiful place. A little mini boat show on here in a minute, so a great opportunity to bring you guys a few boats, and this is the first one we're filming because it is just such a lovely thing. So this is going to be, of course, the full tour. We're going to go into every area and show you the entire boat. So we'll step down off of this one, wander across, and we'll head on. Now this one's got the high-low bathing platform, that's at the back here, so that will drop down in the water. You could put a jet ski on there if you wanted to. There's also a garage which will take a Williams 325, and I will show you that when we do the deck tour, but I think we'll go inside first of all, and I'll show you what this is all about. Now the interior on this is quite interesting because everybody is going for light woods these days. This one has got the dark walnut in, and I think that is actually really classy. Much as the light wood's very contemporary, there's something so nice about a rich walnut interior. And what's great is actually, you know, there's not too much of it. You've got the walnut here, and then you've got the lighter woods here. And so you get a really good contrast as you look into the boat. I think that's very smart indeed. I mean, it's very Italian, really, the styling on this. It just looks great. So we'll head in here. There's a height adjustable table, and you can also open that out for dining if you want to, so it will double the size. You've got these big windows, of course, all the way around, and the galley is in the centre, just here. So back here what you've got is storage in this one, Fusion Hi-Fi in there as well. This one has the switch panel underneath it. So that's all your main circuit breakers, very easy to access. And then underneath there, you've got a fridge, and you've got a bit more storage on that side. If we head on a bit further then, this is the galley area. This is interesting. This is an extractor fan. I'm not seeing one on the side, they're usually above, but this one's fitted there, which is interesting. You've got the Miele induction hob, a little bit of storage in there. And then down here, this is the bins are in there. Big fridge freezer combination like so. We're under the Heathrow flight path. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. And then you've got a bit of storage in there as well. And then there's also the Miele cooker over on this side. And what is rather nice is if we look over here, this is where all the crockery is kept. So you've got all the posh Azimut bits and pieces there. As you can see, this is all the proper Azimut stuff. You can tell it's Italian. Look at these little espresso cups. So you've got those there, and then you also have more of it down underneath. And again, you can see that sort of twin tone wood with the light here and then the dark finish on the top. It looks really good. Helm position then, the lower helm position, is over on this side. There is a glass panel up above. Now, if you don't have the Flybridge, then you have an opening roof here, but this one doesn't have the opening roof because, of course, it does have the Flybridge, which we'll have a look at when we do the deck tour. Double seats here with the lift bolsters, and then this is your helm position. She's IPS on this one, so you've got the IPS controller as well as your normal engine controls. There's a bow thruster on here too, and then you've got your Raymarine multifunction displays, 2 of those, and your engine instrumentation in the centre. And there's an opening window here as well, which is a nice thing to have. Big windscreens. All this is low glare, so you can see even with the sun belting on as it is today, you've still got a great view out. And then if we have a look over here, that's where all your glasses are kept. And a bit more storage over on that side. There's a surprising amount of storage actually. And again, you're seeing these twin tone finishes everywhere. It looks really smart. Now if we head on down to the lower deck, down here, it's all the pale woods because of course these areas are a bit smaller and therefore you don't want the heavy wood in here. VIP guest cabin is up here in the bow. Again, those finishes everywhere. Just looks so smart. These are hanging lockers, dotted around the place, and a bit more storage. And then a similar sort of thing over here. And if you're wondering where the TV is, well, that is actually into that mirror just there. So it's completely invisible until you actually switch it on. Light controls, air conditioning controls, all that kind of stuff is there. And also, of course, there is an ensuite. This is also the day heads, which is why there's a doorway through from here. You've got a shower in here, and then you've got the toilet. Sink is there. Waving mirror just there. So that's the VIP cabin. There's a third cabin over on this side. So that's got the twin beds in. And again, as you'd expect, big hanging locker and all that kind of stuff in here. Storage tucked away. Like so. And again, the way they've done the colours, we've got this lovely classy dark colour here, but it's not overwhelming because all of this is done in the very pale. Same at the back. It is nicely done. Now that doorway directly opposite, that's through to the heads we just looked at. So that's the day heads. So at night, these two cabins share that heads. That one ensuite, this one straight across the passageway. And then if we head on back a bit more, we'll find the owner's cabin. That's down here. I like where they've all set the bed, because it just makes this area as you come into the cabin feel so big. You're not straight onto the bed as soon as you come in. That works well. Again, you've got the mirror that's also a TV. You've got storage tucked around the place. Big hull windows. We've got the blinds over them at the moment, but if we swivel those around, there we go, you can see what they look like. And again, those finishes, the lighting, it's all very nicely done. Nice little area here for a morning coffee or something you can tuck yourself away. Again, hull windows in behind here. And a really nice hanging locker just there. And more storage. There's a safe in there as well, actually. That's what that little grey fella down there is. So that is that cabin. As you'd expect, it's got its own ensuite. The other thing it's got in here, in fact, as we're going past, is a washing machine. So if you're on the boat for a couple of weeks, you want to keep things freshened up, that is how you would do that. It's a washer dryer. Air conditioning controls again, lighting controls, and because it's the owner's cabin, you get the biggest ensuite. It's a really good size. Separate shower in through there. It's a rainfall shower. And again, there's detailing, things like these faucets, taps, call them what you will. Very nice indeed. And a bit of storage. Again, up in places like that. It is very stylish though, isn't it? It's a beautiful looking thing. Okay, let's come back from there. Let's go and do the deck tour. So I'll come back out through here. Back up to the main saloon. And we'll head out around and do the decks. I think what I'll do is we'll start right at the back and I'll show you the garage and then we'll work our way forward. So we've got a really nice cockpit area around here. This table will fold out. So again, if you're dining, you can make that an awful lot bigger, but with it folded up, you've got a little area there to put things in and something to hold on to. You can also step straight out through here onto the side deck, so that's quite a practical feature. Sunbed on the back, that's where the garage lives, and the controls for that are here. So if we prod both of those, and then that one, there we go. So in here there's space for a Williams 325. Just got canopies and things in here at the minute, but you can see how that works. That's the winch control. People ask how you get them in. Well, there is actually a winch. You can see it right down there at the front. So you lower the platform, you bring the nose of the rib in, hook it on, and the winch powers it up and into the garage. So that's that fella. Let's go and drop that back down. Back on that one. There we go. Now we head on up through here. These are the rope handling winches for when you're stern to berthed in the med. There's also a passerelle, which is a letterbox passerelle. If I back up down here, it extends out of there. If you're wondering how those all work, if you check out my recent charter videos, you can see all that stuff in action, see how it works in the Med. If we wander up here then, lovely teak decks on here. And again, it all just looks so stylish the way this curves down across here. It's a very good looking boat. That's that glass roof over the helm. Then the windscreens are here. It's a searchlight in the centre. You've got the big pantograph wipers, and then you've got this area up here. It's got the walk-through, which is a really nice feature because it means you've got seating here as well as the sun pads. That centre section lifts out because that is over the hatch. There we go, in the forward cabin. So that is for extra ventilation or another way out to the boat. I'm messing up their display here now, aren't I? Let's tuck that back in. There we go, talk amongst yourselves. That's got it. And then if we come on right round, now this size and style of boat is not normally a crewed boat, it's normally an owner-operated boat. However, they have put a small crew cabin right up here on the bow. And that opens like that. But it is just a real occasional use. There's a toilet in there, there's a bed that folds across, a little hanging locker. So for an occasional night of the boat's being delivered or something like that, you have got that facility there if you want it. But as I say, most of the time you wouldn't use that. If you were looking for a regular crew, you wouldn't buy one of these. You'd buy more of a Flybridge style of boat. Anyway, talking of Flybridges, because although it is a sports boat, it does have the Flybridge. We will head back here. You can see how well integrated this is. Normally a Flybridge, they're quite a big thing. It comes a long way forward as the boat next door, which is a full Flybridge boat. With this, they've swept it all right back. And the idea is it retains the sports boat styling, but it means that you do have that extra facility, the ability to drive the boat from outdoors. And it's just a useful thing to have, actually. I would definitely be keener to have this layout, I think. So for coming up here, this is what you get. You get a little sun pad at the back. You can also see the radar mast there, see radars on the top, horns, GPS antenna, that kind of stuff is there. There's a bimini on this one as well. And then a helm position up here. So this is what I mean. If you're manoeuvring the boat or it's a lovely day you want to be outside and drive, this gives you the ability to do that, but without losing the sports cruiser styling and performance. And we'll come to performance in a minute because this is quite a nippy boat. Engine controls are here, IPS control, bow thruster control, all the usual bits and pieces. And your multifunction display is also repeated up here. And the view you get up here is fantastic. So that's a nice thing to have. Okay, let's head on back down because I think the last thing to cover is the engines, and they're pretty interesting. So we'll come right back here. I will mention actually while we're in this area of the boat that there is underneath here barbecue, and there's also an ice maker here as well, and then that one is, I'm not sure what that is. That is something useful. Oh, hang on, here we go. Okay, it's just a little storage fellow. There we are. Always learning. Always learning. Let's drop that back down. So, engine access. That's the only thing we haven't covered, isn't it? That's down here. Isn't that a twist? Insert, like we did last summer joke here. I'll buy my new Marks & Spencer socks. And the fact that there's a drawer fridge here as well. Head on down. Okay, here we go. So, I mentioned IPS drives. What I didn't mention is the fact that there are 1, 2, 3 engines in here. Triple engine installation. This is the tender gouge here. We can see the engines a bit better if we come over here. There we go. Now these are D8 IPS 700s. So 3 of those is a serious amount of power. You're looking mid 30 knots with this. It's a properly quick boat for a big boat. I mean, it's a 60-footer with a Flybridge. So that's some serious speed. Range at fast cruising speeds, planing speeds, you're probably about 300 miles, and then you know, you drop down to displacement speeds, you can probably triple that. Got all these fuel filters across here. Some serious engineering, isn't it? Generator is down here as well. That's that fella over there. And the other thing I wanted to show you is that passerelle. Here we go. That's where it lives inside the boat. You can see the steps going down the back, and that extends out of the top step, so that as you come off of the boat, you walk along here, and then rather than going on the steps, you walk onto the passerelle and off onto the quay. Very nice indeed. Oh, it's all lovely and clean, isn't it? New boats, can't beat them. That looks like fuel tanks up there. All the way across. That's that generator. And there we go, you can see again down that side. Very nice indeed. Okay, let's come back out of here. Fire extinguishing system, of course, is in here. That's automatic. You don't need to come in here if there's a problem. And then we'll find our way back up this ladder. Drop that one back down. And I think I will finish up here at this lovely helm position. And I'll say huge thanks to Azimut UK for organising that tour. It's been really interesting to have a look at this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to catching you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.